Better? Worse? Oh yeah, I'm on a rug now. The bench doesn't move as freely. Welcome to my home. My cluttered, messy, I keep trying to make it less messy home. There's a bunch of projects. Well, that's one project. I have to mail discs to, oh my gosh. This makes me feel way cooler than I normally get to feel. Or than I normally choose to feel, I don't know. But I have to mail discs to Japan and France and Italy and all my GoFundMe supporters. It's a huge project. I don't usually ask people to come help me because I'm very introverted and very uncomfortable with asking for help and also with telling people what to do so that it's all kind of uniform and up to the standard that I would do it if I were alone or just would hope if I received something. I just don't, I don't know. If my family lived nearby, I'd probably see if my sister or her kids wanted to help, but maybe not her kids, they're kind of young. Anyway, so yeah, I have a lot to do with that. Brian just hit the road to visit his brother in northern Michigan. It's early morning on a Tuesday right after Labor Day weekend. I just wrote a song that I don't feel any which way about. It's more like a little good morning song. Hadn't sung yet today. But then again, I made one yesterday in the morning. It was the first time I opened my mouth, and it was one of my favorite things I've written in a while. And that was in southern Indiana on my boyfriend's mother's, his parents' porch area. It feels like it has her energy. But I mean, it's decorated by her. But hi, Heather and Pat. All right, I'll make up another song maybe. I don't know. I just turned this on to see what I'd be in the mood to do. Take a look it's like a song, like a song, and the parts you love could return, and the parts you fear will burn you to the ground. You can control what you think about. You can change what you say and say here. I'm not afraid to be more clear than you on the ways we make our time come true. 'Cause minds are fine and time's in our mind. You sense things all around, I know you do. But you don't have to let it become you. You know you. You know you are. It's soft and shining like a star in the dark. As real and as true, whether or not you can see it. Well, that's kind of weird. I've been thinking my old songs used to be, and still will be, because I have multiple albums slated from songs from like 2014, 2015 when I was feeling a lot of intensity. But my old songs used to be a lot darker. Even in 2017, I was angry a lot. And you would think in today's political climate and everything going on that I would be a lot darker. I would think that I would be a lot darker, but I've been making a conscious effort to keep my mind out of dark places, which is really weird. It feels like avoiding society, but I mean, just less than a year ago, or exactly a year ago, when I was triggered by somebody who really hurt me by his behavior, and it triggered a bunch of old wounds, and I went back to some old mental patterns of like 19-year-old style defiance and F the world kind of thoughts, and like I know where those lead. I just re-experimented with that. I know where that leads. And so I still want to release and record these songs that explore sort of the dance between the light and the dark, because I don't ever want to become like delusional. Like I don't want to project an untruth. Like of course I still experience thoughts that are dark and experience feelings that are heavy and sad. But I don't know, maybe we're all little tiny fans, fanning flames or flapping wings, you know. If we're all creating experience through what we not only focus on, but what we fan, you know, then I know exactly what things I have fanned in my life. I have fanned the flame of trauma, and I have called it trauma healing. And sometimes it's been healing, and sometimes it's just been fanning flames. And, you know, if that's to get attention, to get help from people, not just me personally, but societally, for people who've had trauma, if it's to draw attention to trauma so that people will help, then I don't know that fanning the flames in a we're falling apart and we're going to explode sort of way is going to get the help that you seek, collectively or individually. Sometimes, you know, they say that like little kids, and I'm not calling myself a kid, but they say that little kids, when they can't get positive attention, they will work to get negative attention. And sometimes I think that's what some of us call trauma healing or trauma exploring, maybe like in therapy or on our own. Or through self-help books or through 12-step groups or something. It's like you can explore it, but if you like make it your life and your identity, then the very people that you're maybe looking for to help you and validate it and fund the programs that would give support to people who've had traumas, you know, if the way you fan it makes everyone around you much more uncomfortable, then there's a good chance they will just turn their back on you. Or because they won't know what to do. They won't know what you're asking for. There isn't a clear ask. And I'm not saying that burden should fall on the traumatized people, but unfortunately it just does. That's just what reality is. What we put out, we attract, and then it comes back, and it just kind of cycles. It's cyclical. And so that's why a lot of people who are angry and upset all the time, like politically, for instance, they're attracting each other, but then there seems to be no solutions. So everyone's just feeling bad. And sometimes there's no solutions because the people who are maybe more solution-oriented have walked away from you. Or at least that was my experience in, you know, pointing out every fire that I saw societally happening back in 2017, 2018, or whenever I was pointing out 2019, I don't know. It's like, well, the people who have the solutions don't believe in just fanning flames and pointing things out. Solution-oriented thinking is not like that. It might point it out for a quick second, but then it quickly moves on to, well, what's the solution? And it's not a big picture solution. It's usually a tiny solution to one aspect of the problem, and then you build from there, and you build and build and build. But a person with that mindset or that type of focus isn't going to have the time or the energy or the interest to just fan the flames and tear apart the fabric. They're going to be focused on building. So I just think we're not I don't know. I don't know what I think. I just think it's all way above my pay grade, which is 0. I'm not paid to do any of this, so. I'm paid to do that, so I should probably go do that. I mean, I'm not paid a lot, but these people paid money for me to mail these to them, and it's important to me to get them their CDs. I get very discouraged by tiny setbacks, and I had the lyric booklets printed, and they didn't look good. So I didn't like them at all. So I'm going to be hand printing them on my printer and folding them myself. No offense, Staples. It's what I asked for, but it just wasn't good. I'm not going to show you. I didn't like them. Poop. All right, bye.